The miracle of the loaves and fishes. One day, after hearing the news of John the Baptist's death, Jesus and his disciples withdrew to a solitary place across the Sea of Galilee to seek peace and quiet. However, the crowds, having learned of his destination, traveled on foot from nearby villages to meet him. When Jesus saw them, he was moved with compassion, for they were like sheep without a shepherd. He healed their sick and taught them about the kingdom of God. As evening approached, the disciples, concerned for the crowd, came to Jesus and said, "Teacher, this is a remote place and it is already late. Please send the people away so they can go to the villages and buy themselves some food." But Jesus gently replied, "You give them something to eat." The disciples, bewildered, answered that they only had 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish, far too little for a crowd of more than 5,000 men, not counting women and children. Yet Jesus was unshaken. He asked them to bring the bread and fish to him and instructed the crowd to sit down in groups on the green grass. Taking the 5 loaves and 2 fish, Jesus looked up to heaven, gave thanks to God, broke the bread, and distributed the fish to his disciples to hand out to the people. Miraculously, the bread and fish multiplied, enough to satisfy everyone's hunger. When the meal was over, Jesus told his disciples to gather the leftovers. They collected 12 baskets full of fragments, a sign of the abundance provided by God's compassion and power. The miracle of the loaves and fishes was not just an extraordinary display of divine power. It was a profound expression of Jesus' boundless love and care. He met both the physical and spiritual needs of the people. Through this miracle, Jesus reminded all that God is always willing to nourish and sustain them if they trust and come to him.